There are tons of exotics that are severely underrated because they're overshadowed by a few top tier options. But just because they aren't the best doesn't mean that they aren't great. So in this video, I'll go over the best exotics that no one uses. I'm Marshix and I make Destiny 2 guides for solo players. If you enjoy, all I ask for is a like on the video. Also, leave a comment containing the word yo and you could win one of these really rare emblems. First up is Starfire Protocol. This gives you 2 fusion grenade charges, which is already nice, but it also gives you grenade energy from empowered weapon kills, and kills with your fusion grenades give you rift energy. For each kill, you get a good chunk of energy, about 20 to 25%, which can be further increased by Demolitionist or similar perks. And it only takes 1 grenade kill to get your full rift energy back. This enables a unique playstyle where you go back and forth with grenades and empowering rift. Grenades give you a rift, and the rift gives you grenades. With Well of Radiance, this exotic is one of the best for spamming healing grenades since you do have 2 charges. On top tree, this allows for more uptime on heat rises. And on bottom tree, you can make massive explosions. Precious Scars is often only looked at as a trials exotic, but it's actually really good for solo play and PvE too. Ignoring the second part, this exotic will heal you after kills with an elemental weapon matching your subclass. It doesn't matter which subclass you choose, just make sure you're pairing a matching weapon with it. This basically takes any of your weapons and adds a better version of Unrelenting. So imagine Palindrome, but it heals. Trinity Ghoul, but it heals. Vex Mythoclast, but it heals. I could go on. There is a small cooldown to stop you from healing after every kill, but it's short enough to keep you alive when dealing with a lot at once. And since it does require a matching weapon, it easily sets you up for an Elemental Well build using Elemental Armaments. Throw in Font of Might and you'll have an easy time killing things to proc Precious Scars. Overall, it's a solid option for keeping yourself alive and has some good build potential with Elemental Wells. Assassin's Cowl gives invisibility and healing after powered melee kills and finishers. This is a great exotic when paired with the best melees available. It also allows for easy access to invisibility even on subclasses that normally can't go invisible at all. The invisibility lasts roughly these times depending on the enemy rank and whether you used a finisher. And it gives you full health back after only 1 kill. Not many things can do that. Weighted throwing knives are great with this because they can keep you invisible forever as long as you don't miss your headshots. The knives on middle tree are also great as long as you keep up playing with fire. But this by far is the best with Combination Blow. This makes your melee kills give you your dodge back, and with Gambler's Dodge, you get your melee back. So you should always have one or the other. And while this is happening, your melee is getting stronger. It's a constant back and forth getting powered melee kills, going invisible, dodging, then repeat. This is a ton of fun and surprisingly strong despite having to get up next to enemies. Another exotic that keeps you alive with melees is Karnstein Armlets. These gauntlets will give you a chunk of health on kills and steadily regen your health from there. This is pretty significant too, completely healing you much faster than even a healing rift. And this is different than the average health regeneration. Normally, if you start to regen health and take damage, it will stop where it is. But with Karnstein, even if you're getting shot at, you will still regen that health. And, unlike the previous exotic, this doesn't require powered melee kills. The normal melee works just fine. This is a really great exotic, and I know it does see some play in very specific cases, but for how good it is, I'm surprised I don't see it more often. Insurmountable Skullfort is an amazing exotic that lets you easily chain melees back to back. Arc melee kills will trigger health regen and give you a full melee charge back. This means infinite shoulder charges and ballistic slams. Top tree melees will give you a good amount of damage and give you grenades after kills. This is great with Adrenaline Junkie. And Ballistic Slam will give you tons of super energy from its kills. Just a few groups of enemies will give you a Thunder Crash. Peppery Sting is unlike any other exotic. Punching someone will instantly use your Smoke Bomb, and while you're standing in a Smoke Bomb, you'll get True Sight, aka Wall Hacks. It also increases the damage of Smoke Bombs. So in PvP, just throw down a Smoke Bomb at your feet and see through walls. This even works with the Vanish and Smoke melee on bottom tree. You can see through walls and be invisible. It's a win-win. You can really catch people off guard when you know exactly where they are, and you make it harder for them to see you. Stormdancer's Brace is often overlooked because Stag plus Arc Souls are OP right now, but that doesn't mean that it's not great at what it does. It essentially gives your Stormcaller Rampage. Each kill will increase its damage, up to double after 10 kills. And once the super ends, you'll get some super energy back for each kill that you got with Stormcaller. You'll be chaining supers back to back every few minutes and absolutely melting everything in your way. You can also pair this with Top Tree to get a longer super duration if you have a grenade and melee charge before you cast Stormcaller. It's quite shocking how good this actually is. Pun intended, unfortunately. Ashen Wake used to be one of my least favorite exotics, until I recently discovered its true power. Now it's literally my favorite exotic on Titan. This makes your fusion grenades explode on impact, and gives you grenade energy back after kills with your fusion grenades. When using Bottom Tree Sunbreaker, you'll heal after every kill and make tons of sunspots, which will help you always have grenades available. It also works great with Elemental Ordnance to spawn Elemental Wells from grenades. With Bountiful Wells, 3 Elemental Ordnance mods, and Well of Ordnance, you will always get a grenade back after each kill. One grenade will give you 4 Elemental Wells, and picking them up will give you the rest of your grenade. You can go more in depth into a build, but that alone is crazy. I hope to see a lot more people using this because it's so much fun and great for most activities. This next exotic lets you one-shot champions with throwing knives. Arthur's Embrace gives you a 3 times damage bonus for your weighted knife after getting rapid precision shots. This is really easy to activate and stacks up to 30 seconds. Run a pulse rifle to get the perk to activate in one burst, then throw your knife. As long as you get precision hits, you'll never run out of knives, so just shoot, throw, shoot, throw. This does stack with 1-2 punch to make it deal nearly 10 times damage of a normal knife. And with a debuff, it deals 12 times the damage. It takes a bit of setting up, but it's a lot of fun and lets you do extremely high burst damage against champions and bosses. Nezarec Sin is a great exotic if you plan to use a void weapon. Kills with void damage will give you a buff called Abyssal Extractors. Additional kills will increase the timer up to 20 seconds. While you have this ability going, all your abilities will regen faster. These numbers might not seem like much, but that's all in addition to other effects that lower your cooldowns. And since it's easy to get going, you'll have Abyssal Extractors most of the time. This obviously works great with void subclasses, but because it only requires void damage, it can be used on any subclass you want. Some good weapons to use are Palindrome, Le Monarch, Null Composure, Gnawing Hunger with Demolitionist, and pretty much any other void weapon that can get lots of kills. It may not be a very flashy exotic, but it definitely has its uses. The next exotic allows you to solo raid bosses with only a hammer. But if you are finding this video helpful or interesting, be sure to leave a like down below. And don't forget to comment for one of these emblems. One of the highest damage combos uses Worm God Caress, but still only a few people ever use it. This will increase your melee damage after melee kills. This effect lasts 5 seconds and increases up to 650% with 5 stacks. This works with any melee, but it's best with Throwing Hammer. So much that Bungie nerfed this exotic when you use Throwing Hammer, but it's still crazy good at outputting damage. Build up stacks of Burning Fists and Roaring Flames at the same time, then you'll hit like a truck. You can also use other melee buffs like Well of Ions and 1-2 Punch, and a debuff using Tractor Cannon. With all of those together, your melees will be strong enough to solo raid bosses. If you like this combo, I know you'll enjoy some of these other exotic combos, so go check out this video to learn more. Thanks for watching, I'm Marshix, and I'll see you next time.